Shalom, 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 Shabbat, shalom, Shabbat, shalom, Shabbat, shalom. I give people the opportunity to go ahead and get in the room. This is a prerequisite to tomorrow's webinar. So you can consider this a mini webinar, white knowledge for real. What's going on, Zebulon? Sent that book up, those books up. To those that haven't already done so, click the link below the video and go on and register for tomorrow's webinar. In my professional opinion, this is going to be one of the most informative webinars ever, because I'm going to teach you how to be a private banker, how to really move on the private side. And usually, folks, most people get in trouble when it goes from private to public. If you could keep it in the private, then you should definitely be all right. So go ahead and click the link. Some of the things we're going to be going over and covering. It's how I actually allegedly got out of debt. How I went from a 550 credit score to an 850. How to discern the difference between a liability and an asset. And actually how private banking really works. And how you could actually really be a private banker and not just go around and put some damn YouTube name calling yourself a private banker, and you're not making any kind of creditor moves. You don't have any kind of following or any kind of platform. Let's not be fake, people. At least just be real. And you come over on here on this platform and trying to push your doctrine and trying to come off as impressive. Well, I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed with your fake performances. But nevertheless, this is not legal advice. I did not offer legal advice. If you need legal advice, seek yourself a competent counsel. And then please be advised, everything I'm about to give you is strictly for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. As you come in the room, go ahead and give a thumbs up. That's kind of redundant. I really shouldn't have to say it. But I do realize that many people are still in a debtor mode. And they have a tendency to want something for nothing. They don't even want to press the key on the mouse to exert whatever energy is required to do that, to give a thumbs up so more people could actually come into the room. What's going on, Roscoe? Nice to see you here, man. Hope everything's all right. So go ahead and click the link below, Roscoe. If you're not working tomorrow, Roscoe, you should register for this webinar, man. Get your mind right and, you know, start 2021 off making creditor moves. 2021 is the year to make creditor moves. You don't have to be a debtor anymore, man. This is right knowledge for real. For real. There's a realization that everyone's going to actually have to come to, right? And this realization goes hand in hand with everything that you ever want. You're going to have to come to the reality that nothing in life, absolutely nothing in life is simply deserved. Nothing in life is simply deserved. You got to come to that reality. You got to earn it. Nothing is owed to you. It's not, nothing is owed to you. No one is coming to save any of you. And this is what you keep looking for. It's nothing is owed to you. It's about what you take. Success never comes knocking on the door. If you really want success, you're going to have to knock the friggin' door down and go and get success. Nothing is owed to you, family. No one is coming to save you. Haven't you realized that by now? See, every cause has an effect. Every road has its milestones. And every victory has a beginning. And guess what, King? Guess what? Yours can begin right now, Roscoe Church. Yours can begin right now, Jesse Silver. Yours could begin right now, Prez. Right now. It could begin right now. And right now begins yours, Dwayne. It begins yours. Not in some blown up cinematic Hollywood perspective. Not that way. But in a decision, one of the most important decisions that you're ever gonna have to make, Roscoe Church, Nico, is to separate from your past. That's when it begins. When you separate from your past, separate from your mistakes, separate from your misconceptions. They are not what you are made of. Don't allow them to limit you to that. They are not what you are made of. See, the most difficult thing to comprehend is that you understand? You are your future, original man. You are your future. And the space, the distance between where you currently stand right now, the distance between where you currently stand on all 10 right now and where you're going is streams, it's goals. And every step along the way is who you are. That's what defines you. Your pursuit defines you. Not what you came from, not what you was. Your pursuit defines you. Your future rests on your decision to conquer right now. This is why I'm telling you to click the link below the video and register for the webinar. Your decision for the future rests on conquering the now. Right now. Right now. You're going to have to create the world that you need and be the change that you are so desperately yearning for. Well, you're yearning for a change. And there's only one way to fail, right? There's an infinite number of ways to be successful, to succeed, right? But there's only one way. There's only one way to fail. One way to fail. And that's standing still. That's when you're motionless. That's when you're doing nothing. See, that's the way you fell. That's how you fell. You're going to have to embrace your future with your open arms, because the Creator has actually given you everything that you need. Everything that you need. Your answer. See, the near existence, the small existence right in front of you, that's not life. Life is outside your door. You got to get up and go and get it, man. You got to get up and get after it now. No more procrastination. No more excuses. Excuses lead to failure. No more of that. It's time to get up and get after it, man. Get after it. So I would like to talk to you, give you some free right knowledge for real. Show you how to make some creditor moves about dealing with commercial presentment. To those of you that do not comprehend the language of commercial presentment, because everything we do, we're operating in commerce. You understand that, Roscoe? According to 28, according to 27 CFR 72.11. So when you receive a presentment of any kind, right, Brian? When you receive a presentment of any kind, from a traffic ticket to a bill to a summons inviting you to come to court or an indictment, you got from this point forth, I want you to think that there's only two basic diametrically opposite ways to think about that presentment, to think about that matter. You could think of receiving a presentment as an event that, number one, that will cost you, be a loss to you, or you could think of the presentment as a gift that can enrich you. It's going to be your choice. Again, as you come in the room, go ahead and give a thumbs up, man. Go ahead and give a thumbs up as you come into the room. Yeah, a lot of people that listen in the background don't like to give Tazadaq credit. You don't give thumbs up. You're useless to society. You're a leech. You're a vampire. See, everything in life is a matter of perception, right? Our challenges are usually the results of ignoring what we are confronted with rather than endeavoring to discern how to best act with more adequate right knowledge and understanding. See, we assume rather than know. And so consequently, if we would have any chance of succeeding, right? Visa presentment. Right? We must first have some basic understanding of the sewer, aka the system within which the issuance, the interpretation, and the enforcement of the presentment occurs. You have to know how the game is being played if you want to play the game and win. And life is not a challenge. Life is a game. So you got to know the rules to this. I'm going to give you a right knowledge mini analysis of the legal sewer, the legal system, and it may be helpful to help you understand in this regard. How many, Dwayne, you ever read the I Ching? Anyone, we got any Asians on the call? That's one thing I don't see a lot, is a lot of Asians on the call, unless they're in the background. How many people ever read the I Ching, right? In the I Ching, there's a remarkable statement. This is Tazadaq. You read that I Ching. I read all types of different things, man, to gain more right knowledge. In the I Ching, there's a remarkable statement. It states the superior man goes only into his own domain. And so, as a Frederick Bastiat said in similar vein, minding one's own business is the only moral law. So the condorum, of course, is how to live in peace and freedom in a world which we are besieged by exercises of the interminable, relentless, long-standing, and incredibly brilliant schemes of rulership, of slavery, of exploitation that have plagued man throughout history, and that aggressively intrudes themselves unilaterally into all areas of our lives. This is why so many people got upset and wanted to storm the Capitol, because something is wrong in their lives. They feel as though, and they know something is not right. Their lives are actually being intruded upon relentlessly. So, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, socially, and economically. So this renders living in a live and let live manner on this planet move and impossible without right knowledge. It is impossible without sufficient knowledge. The fact that law, and I'm gonna tell you something, man. I'm gonna tell you guys something, man. True story, right? Years ago, when I first started studying common law, Israelites, every single one of them, you're going off. Most Israelites don't know the law. You got some of them trying to get together, trying to pretend they know what's going on. Man, you guys don't know what's going on. Man, swallow your damn pride and come over here and study under Tazadaq. This is right knowledge for real, man. Half of you damn guys didn't even know what the hell the damn word acquiesce was until you heard me use it. Now you're trying to act like you got right knowledge. All you wanted to read was the Bible. You're one-dimensional. Check this out, kings, queens. See, the fact that law consists of rules revolving around the use of deadly force is a powerful incentive to become as clear as possible concerning the nature of the legal commercial system. Now, stop me where I'm lying at. If you don't think you need law, you're bugged out of your mind. If you don't think you need law, any briefcase could come along and advocate something that you thought you clearly understood, because you don't understand the language of law. That's a fact, man. This legal system is governing the world. The briefcases and the robes govern the world for the banksters. We must remember that. So to assume makes an ass out of you and me when we assume. See, in the case of law, acting on false knowledge, like people calling themselves private bankers, and know very little about private banking. That's acting on false knowledge. Acting on false knowledge, like these Israelites don't know law, man. Hamashiach was different. How you going to tell me not to study the law when Hamashiach will always recite the Most High's laws? Then he would recite their own laws and use it against them. So when you're acting on ignorance, that could be fatal, man. That could be fatal. And all our true, real warriors, they're locked up. Most of these cats out here, man, are cowards. See, this is enormously complicated by the fact that the legal system is colorable. Colorable. Well, there's a word that many may not grasp the comprehension of. Colorable simply means phony. See, it may appear real, right? It appears real. Some of those people that storm the Capitol very well may be aware of that, hey, well, this is a colorable system, man. What they're trying to push over there is a colorable system, and we're not going to stand for it. Now, I'm not necessarily agreeing with the way that they try to run up in there, but they know that something's wrong. That's my point. That's my point. It may appear real, but nothing is as it appears, family. Thumbs up as you come in the room, man. Let me see how many people on here, man. We need more people listening. We got 47 on here. We only got 35 thumbs up, man. Come on, man. Get the thumbs up, family. Come on, man. I shouldn't have to keep saying this, man. Colorable, right? Phony. But nothing is as it appears, right? Just like Alice in the Wonderland. To assume that appearance is genuine and dependable is to act on illusion instead of truth. That's right knowledge for real, man. Glow, manic, thumbs up as you come in the room. See, one cannot have peace with those who hold aggression in their hearts and are not interested in love, freedom, harmony, truth, or any of the higher values of man that most people revere and would cherish seeing established in the community of man. Alice in the Wonderland, right? Oh, Tazadaq was just a movie. No, that was a depiction of your life. You understand? Alice in the Wonderland was written as a satire on the legal system. He tells us, what the hell are you thinking about? What were you talking about? Well, go and watch my video when I interpret it. I don't have time to go into all of that tonight, but go and watch my video when I did an interpretation on the Matrix and on Alice in the Wonderland. It was based off the legal system when things are in an ever-changing mirage and nothing is as it appears. See, in Alice in the Wonderland, everything was about a mirage. That's the same way the legal system is. This is why you think I'm stupid for trying to educate you with right knowledge, because you've been programmed and you're under that mirage. You're seeing everything through rose-colored glasses. See, the state of the heart is what counts in this equation, folks. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, benign. Good people are disarmed in advance by the inability to comprehend the mentality of deliberate predators, usually regarding problems in dealing with such aggressors as misunderstandings that can be cleared up through sufficient communication. See, it is often not easy for good people to comprehend that there are those who know the difference between good and evil and deliberately choose the latter. Do you think these bureaucrats don't know the difference between good and evil, but they're choosing the latter? See, the significance of this in law is profound. It's profound. If your adversary is sincere, truthful, fair, and honorable about what he's doing, case in point, interested in uncovering and dealing justly with the truth, then you are probably operating on parallel tracks. See, in such case, the discord or conflict is the result of misunderstanding or lack of proper communication, and disappears when both sides realize what is happening. If geomanic, however, your adversary is operating from a covert stance, you know that they operate from a covert stance. If they're operating from a covert stance with deliberate deceit, and I contend that they are, and concealment, misinterpretation, bad faith, and aggression in his heart, then dispute is real. Dispute is real and will not be resolved amicably, and requires exposures of the facts to the light of day by providing sufficient evidence. This is how you do it, patriots. You expose it. You pull up their dress and expose their order with evidence. See, further significance of the importance of the subjective condition and intent of the heart is that all law is contract. You hear me say it all of the time. All law is contract. And the essence and core of any contract is agreement. Remember that. It is agreement. Without a genuine agreement consisting of true meeting of the minds, I need you to hear me well, folks, because I'm advocating this. Without a genuine agreement consisting of a meeting of the minds and mutual understanding by all parties of all terms and conditions to which the parties are agreeing, there's no contract. Now, given the fact that I just told you, and this is contract law, man, this is right now in Travail. Given the fact that I just gave you, most of you could get out of the contracts that you entered into in ignorance. If you would to attend my damn webinars, order my books, and really learn contract law, you could change your world that you're living in. Derivatives and the nature of the legal system, I should now expand upon. The powers that be, Joey, Harris, and so on and so forth, and the rest of the party, right? The powers that be turn everything into a tool and a weapon to be used in their unceasing attempt to triumph by playing win-lose games against their fellow man. And those that are asleep can't see it. Some people see it, but they don't react appropriately. They want to storm the Capitol. This is a war on your mind. This is a war for your mind. This war is being fought against your mental faculty. You're trying to fight physical and a spiritual and mental fight. You can't win that way. See, one of the most powerful, magical, and difficult to detect tools and weapons used against mankind by aggressors and the exploiters is language. Language. So you hear me talk a lot about aphasia. Aphasia. They've tampered with your mental faculty, so they've injured your brains. And so the common people need a damn lobotomy. Not literally, but a mental lobotomy to comprehend some of the things that I'm saying, because people should be rushing over to register for my webinars. If you just came on a call, click the link under the video and register right now for the webinar tomorrow, man. Get your mind right. Allegedly, the word phonetics derives from phonetics, purportedly stemming from the Phoenicians of the Bible, who gave us langue, right? A word referencing a substance when fired from the cannon of a ship, tore the sails and mast that left the opponent dead in the water. So obviously words are extremely powerful weapons, and using them for conquest and rulership proposes these purposes is what the legal system is all about, folks. Ideas concerning the nature and use of language and law are set forth inter alia in a discourse entitled Legal Fictions. Legal Fictions. That was produced in that was written in 1967, Stanford University Press. The fiction. Speaking of a fiction, right? Speaking of a fiction as a linguistic phenomenon, because we're dealing with language right now, Master Curefoot. A man once said that history of the law could write as a motto over the first chapter, the sentence, in the beginning was the word. Students of the legal fiction might also take this motto to heart. For certainly, right? It is a truth commonly overlooked that the fiction is a disease or a affection of language. 26 hearing expresses in this fashion the exaggerated respect shown by early law for the written and spoken word. Among all primitive people, the word appears as something mysterious, a naive faith ascribed to the word, a supernatural power. Anyone who's actually thought about the legal fiction must be aware that it presents an illustration of the all providing power of the word. See, the statement, which is disbelieved by both its author and its audience, can have a significant at all is evidence enough that we're here in contact with the mysterious influence exercised by names and by symbols. And so in that sense, the fiction is a linguistic phenomenon. But Tazadaq, what is a fiction? What are you talking about, fiction? What is a fiction? The fiction, is it real or is it false? The influence of the fiction extends to every department of the juror's activities. Yet it cannot be said that this circumstance has actually ever caused the legal profession much embarrassment. Laymen frequently complain of the law. They very seldom complain that it is actually founded upon fictions. It's founded upon fictions. They are more apt to express discontent when the law has actually refused to adapt with their regard as expedient and desirable fiction. So perhaps, Master Curefoot, the fiction has played its part in making the law unrecognizable to the layman. The very strangeness and boldness of the legal fiction has actually tended to stifle his critic's cynicism and has no doubt often led him to agree modestly with the subject matter of law is somewhat transcendent and too high for ordinary capacities. The average ordinary man, Master Carefoot, don't comprehend the law. Another place, the only defense he could actually found is a doubtful one when he points out that the common law fiction were no worse than the numerous fictions of the Roman law. What's the difference between a fiction and a lie, Master Curefoot? Just D, what's the difference between a fiction and a lie? Is there a difference? And if so, what? How do we distinguish a fiction from a lie? Is it the same? And if not, what's the difference? See, Manny's classical definition of the historical fiction was any assumption which conceals or affects to conceal the fact that a rule of law has undergone alteration. It remains unchanged. Its operating being modified seems to leave room for the intent to deceive. The English courts, Master Curefoot, were in the habit of actually pretending that a chattel, which might in fact have been taken from the plaintiff by force, had been found by the defendant. Why? In order to allow an action which otherwise would have lain. If this fiction does not deceive, of what purpose is it if it doesn't deceive? See, it is easy to conclude uncharitably that the judge who actually enlarges his jurisdiction or who changes a rule of law under the cover of a fiction is very coolly and calculatingly choosing to hide from the public that the fact that he is actually legislating a fiction distinguished from an erroneous conclusion, right? A fiction is generally distinguished from an erroneous conclusion. In other words, from its scientific fields, from a false hypothesis, by the fact that it is actually adapted by its author with knowledge of its falsity. A fiction is an expedient but consciously false assumption. See, as a living, physical, biological, sentient beings, we are real. We exist as aspects of existence. The system or the court, on the other hand, is an abstract creation of the mind. It is in the realm of words, symbols, ideas, laws, contracts, etc., right? See, when the circuit exists through which the currency flows in accordance with the rules of law and commerce, manifest existence emerges into form and substance out of the nothingness of the unmanifest. All creation, therefore, is derivative. The created is derived from the creator. The created is derived from the creator. The creator and the created are different. That's in mental levels or logical types from each other. The eternal absolute has no finite properties. See, from any relative perspective, the absolute is neither cognizable nor perceivable and must be described in accordance with what it is not, such as void, unbounded, changeless. See, while the unmanifest is changeless, the manifest existence is endless, non-repeating, unique, and non-repeatable change. It is not possible that any configuration of anything in creation is ever exactly the same as it ever was, ever will be, or will be a split fraction of a second later, or could be. You understand? No man can walk twice in the same river. Everything is process and pattern, energy, in motion, in particular forms, in orbits, in paths, and in circuities that are at every instant unique. Furthermore, the further removed manifest creation is from the source, the more derivative and impotent it is. That which is mine through sensory experience and all other relative processes regards as physical reality that is solid, real, and substantive, is in actuality most illusionary. See, the more subtle and elusive the level of manifestation one accesses, the more real and potent it is, since it is actually less derivative and closer to the source. This could be simply illustrated by observing the history of science, perhaps most dramatically exemplified by the development of weapons. See, as a man is actually going from weaponry involving the gross physical, from clubs to spears, etc., to more subtle ones, such as chemical levels, gunpowder, right? Towards the atomic and subatonic atomic domains towards the unmanifest field, the more energy is liberated. Now, although neither the absolute nor the relative is actually cognizable of the mind, that does not stop just about everyone from engaging in the popular game of thinking otherwise. See, the mind forms concepts about the source, none of which is actually either remotely or a fateful map, nor territory that is purported mapping, as well as the aspects. So, to satisfy the mind's need to know, man lives by foolish ideas, that is, conceptions of existence, whether the absolute or the relative are true, and that the fixed pictures, patterns, or conclusions derived from some finite vestige point have captured the thing itself. And this is as silly as taking progressive snapshots of the ocean and its waves and thereby thinking that one has actually captured the ocean. You understand? See, the state of a man's development that we call ego, conscious state, in which life is simply lived, self-conscious, in which man lives in conscious awareness of the absolute and relative as they actually are rather than as his mind thinks. The ego conscious state, or the mistaken abstract construct of the mind for reality, is what deceives a lot of people. Most people are out of touch with reality. Most people don't realize what's really going on in the world around them. Most people cannot believe that there is discrepancies in the legal system. Most people do not want to hear the things that is presented concerning the system. Why? Because of attitudes, actions. So now we have some ideal of challenges we face, right? Just by living in the world today, we could use the understanding to actually help formulate solutions. So ideally, success involves 4 elements, which are largely chronological in sequence: knowing and living who you are, your true self, not what someone has told you to be, your true self, Raymond, convictions, and creed. Number 2, articulating properly in documents that define who and what you are with a witness, notary, secure party creditor. Number 3, noticing and securing confirmation from those who you would like to acknowledge your true self in standing. And number 4, defending your position in adversarial encounters with the system, both in field and in court. Now, let me give some ideas. I can't tell you this. Those are the 4 things most important in life if you want to survive in this system. Let me give you some ideas, some practical ideas concerning actualizing effective strategy. First thing I'm going to tell you is the most important thing is knowledge and understanding of what is happening. If you don't have knowledge and understanding of what is happening, and you're asleep. So therefore, the first priority is get educated. Get educated with right knowledge. Why? Hosea 4 verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. So the most valuable thing that you could get is knowledge. What is real knowledge? The truth. And you shall know the truth. And the truth will make you free. Join 8 and 32. To those of you that's coming on the call right now, go ahead and click the link below the video to register for the webinar tomorrow. You'll be glad that you did. You should know the truth, and the truth will make you free. See, there is no substitute for knowledge, right? For right knowledge, especially in the climate in which we live now, my good Elder Raymond. And the celebrated words of Thomas Jefferson, quote, "If a nation expects to be ignorant and free, it expects what never was and never can be." End of quote. You got to overcome your ignorance. See, first and foremost, getting educated requires knowing yourself. This is why I'm always asking people, who are you? Who and what are you? Glowmanic? Who are you? What are you? And becoming clear, confident, and establishing yourself, your real being. Next thing I'm going to tell you, the nature of the times is escalating the timeless imperative to make one's spiritual life paramount. I keep telling you, this is a spiritual journey. Increasingly, the state of the world is communicating the message that the only way out is in. Living in accordance with the understanding that cultivating and realizing our inner being, the Ruach, the spiritual awakening and realization is more important, more enduring, and more conducive to providing us with happiness, peace, and fulfillment. That alone will satisfy the hearts and souls more than anything we can see, do, and experience or have in the outside world. Material things will not satisfy you like that. We all have two wars to win. We all are fighting two wars, Just D. We have two wars to win. And opponents with what to deal. The first war and the first opponent is our self, Raymond. Is our self. Ourselves. Obtaining mastery over oneself. The second war is a hostile, deceitful, and treacherous war. And if we do not win the internal battle and become clear about what we are and how and why we want to live and relate to others and deal with the system, the sewer, we have no hope of winning, man. Don't matter if you run up on a Capitol building or whatever. You don't have any hope of winning. Who are you? You have no hope of winning in your encounters with the ruthless aggression to which we are relentlessly subject. Do you understand? Do you understand? So the next thing I'm going to tell you, man. Next thing I'm going to tell you, Brother Raymond, in the absence of self-realization, we all live at the expense of life. We spend time, effort, and energy attempting to acquire things in the outside world. I want that car. I want a Bugatti. I want $1 million home. See, we attempting to acquire things in the outside world, the essence and the origin of which we do not possess in our own being and consciousness. So in such a case, we lose the roots and cling to the treetop. Get off of the damn treetop. Where our platform operation is ungrounded and out of touch with reality. Next thing I'm going to tell you, Brother Brian, live to be free of blame. Live to be free of blame. Where blame is defined as blocking someone's way without just ethical cause. As it is said, for blocking no one's way, no one blames him. If you do not interfere in people's lives, you will not incur the repercussion for doing so, thereby immunizing yourself from having the idea with the entangling and undesirable consequences of your actions. In other words, mind your own business. Stay out of other people's lives. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Stay in your domain. If you do not transverse into your adversary's turf, you do not create a nexus between you and them that allows the system to engulf you. See, accomplishing this includes becoming clear about the nature of private and public. I keep trying to teach people about private and public. They come on here, they want to argue with me, they want to debate. I keep emphasizing to stay on the private side. Debtors come on here and want to argue with me about that. Oh, we got to pay you. You want us to pay you a fiat? He's understanding things from the public. I mean, the guy from last night. You gotta be clear about the nature of private and public, when and how you are acting in which domain. If you leave your ground of substance, reality, and sovereignty, and go into their domain of illusion, treachery, and deceit, your situation is hopeless. And by doing so, you abandon the position where you have clout and they have none, in favor of going into a realm where they have all the power and you have none. You're calling yourself a private banker, but you're not operating in the private. See, the public side is their game and property, not yours. So you have no standing, rights, and power over there. Your body is real and came first into the world before any fictitious version of your given private name or any birth certificate or other document could actually be derived by the system to use for its betterment and your detriment. Do you understand what I'm saying to you, family? Next thing I'm going to tell you is to be careful never to reach a point where you think you know enough or you have it all figured out. That's dangerous. As soon as you think you have, you've had it. You're done. As soon as you think you got this thing all figured out, you're done. I'm continuously learning. Next thing I'm going to tell you is to understand as much of law and the practice thereof as possible in terms of universal principles that transcend and are more fundamental than the system's concoctions. See, man's law is a subset of and derives from the principles that are more fundamental and endure beyond human imagining. The further removed from the universal principles we are, the more unstable and unreliable in our positions. The observation of Emerson is apt. As to the method, there may be a million and then some, but the principles are few. The man who grasps principles can secretly select his own methods. The man who tries methods ignoring principles is sure to have troubles. Next thing we'll tell you is to change your thinking. Change your thinking. Change your thinking. If thinking, perceiving roots in which you've actually been confined and alter, revise, then expand them. Cast your nets on the other side of the boat. if you're not catching any fish on the side where you are. And heretofore, been fishing. Never assume. Don't take anything they say or do at face value. It's not what they say, it's what they do. Dig for the facts. And substantiations in law for what to do. So in other words, things aren't always what they seem. You understand? Skim milk masquerades as cream. Create a paper trail. It's the other thing I always tell you. Create a paper trail and public record concerning as many aspects of your positions as possible. This includes executing documents that articulate and declare your rights. Many people call it secure party creditor. Why haven't you become one yet? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? These declare your rights, your identity, and standing, thereby shifting the burden of proof unto those who would deprive you of your rights. Establish and notice the proper parties of your position, sending color copies of your documents, preferably dispatched by a notary on the private side with a notarial certificate of service. See, whenever you're out and about, carry correctly colored pens with you, as well as postage stamps, rubber stamps, text, and various things to say in emergency context, and notarize color copies of crucial rights asserting documents. In other words, be prepared, family. Be prepared. Collect dictionaries, collect Tazadaq's books, DVDs, perhaps all you can, both regular and law. Words, family, words are the weapons of this game. Words are the weapons of this game. By understanding the meaning and legal significance of words, you not only have revealed to you what your strategy and tactics can be to win when writing your documents or legal documents or paper soldiers for fighting win-lose battles in a legal setting, but communicate in their language. The official dictionary in the US, Bouvier's, it won't tell you this because so many options available to you reveal in that dictionary. How many of you got a Bouvier's dictionary? I got the Black Laws and the Bouvier's. But the Bouvier's is the official dictionary of the US. They're not going to tell you that. Also get an Oxford unabridged dictionary. Unbelievable in diamond print with a magnifying glass for the extensive etymology of words. Understand as much about the nature of the system as possible so you could use it to your advantage. This is what you should be doing, folks. This should include spending time in courts observing diverse proceedings. I told you this 12 years ago. Paying attention to the interactions between the briefcases and the robes so you could actually perceive more clearly how the system functions to battle the people, to baffle the people. Capitalize on the mentality of the bureaucrats and what they understand, feel comfortable with, and offer you in the way of procedural options. If you relate to them in this manner, you do not act outside of the bounds of their job description and do not put them in wrong. At the same time, you secure your corporation and let them do what they are familiar with, such as sending you documents or clarifications to which you statutorily entitled. You understand? Don't confront them with anything hostile or outside of the niche and mentality. And please don't require them to think. Don't do that. Don't require them to think. Now, since to bureaucrats, reality is what exists on their computers. Don't fill out any more forms than you have to. And don't answer and return questionnaires for educational purposes. Your answers get cross-referenced in innumerable computers. They can be used to assemble a profile on you and everything about you. Are you often sold to marketing agencies so that you're flooded with unwanted office emails and fed into the system database as more food for the beast to consume and to use against you? Is that what you're doing? See, what is advisable to do is to live your life as privately off the radar as possible and put out your information you want bureaucrats to believe as the truth about you and your activities. You understand? Do you understand? Play different agencies and aspect of the system against each other. The system is nothing homogeneous. Most agencies and departments are very territorial, designed to have as much exclusivity of power as possible to themselves without having to share power with other aspects of the system. So to compromise the ability to function as and autonomous as possible. They send you a presentment for educational purposes, accept and return for value or presentments when you can. Use autographed postage stamps on your documents for educational purposes and have them sent to the destination by your notary, keeping it in the private. Do you understand? As Dorothy Parker stated, you can lead a whore to culture, but you cannot make her think. Bureaucrats write memorandums, both because they appear to be busy when they're writing, and because the memos, once written, immediately become proof they were busy. Every time you ever mail anything, including having a notary mail things on your behalf for educational purposes, put postage stamps on the envelope. Do not mail by use of the red meter postage. Whenever you take an item into the post office that need postage for educational purposes and ask the teller to put that postage on, they run it through their meter stands. Do not allow this, family. Do not allow this. You need the cancel stamp for the clout it has as a bonding obligation on the U.S. government and not the red ink meter. The use of which makes the item not cancel and the mail fraud is involved. Do you understand? Do you understand? So in addition to a notary, right? In addition to using a notary, such things as embassy seals can work wonders. Perception is reality. Many bureaucrats and officials, upon seeing embassy seals, apostilles, etc., back off immediately. Why? Possibly because they think they might be tampering with matters beyond their knowledge and jurisdiction, and thereby risking some kind of problem for themselves. Place all documents for educational purposes that you execute, as well as all papers from adverse parties in the system that you receive and accept in return for value, i.e., file in court directly under the Universal Postal Union, UPU, by the proper use of postage stamps. This matter is dissolved below under the postal powers. Whenever you have serious subpoenas to serve, such as on the mayor or on the municipality or some high government official, have them served by the sheriff, or better yet, have them served by the provost marshal. Call the provost marshal's office and see what is involved in having it done for educational purposes. If you are in prison, either ask or have someone on the outside ask on your behalf for the prison form for reporting irregularities. See, prison is a federal project. Inmates can report irregularities and call in county, state, and federal auditors. Did you know that? Oh, you didn't know that? See, this form is used for reporting irregularities in accounting of federal projects to the Army Corps of Engineers under the Military Accounting Manual, ER 37210. Once again, that's Echo Romeo 37210. Almost all prisons keep false books. When they are audited upon the first irregularities, which usually does not take long for auditors to find, things hit the fan. One might ask the prison administrator for the form or the prison case officer. Ask your SID number. Ask for your SID number and file from every state in which you have actually ever been for any period of time. See, while the SS number is federal, the SID number is state. Now, through this tracking number, the state keeps track of everything about you, your store man, such as your license, your liens, your arrests, etc., etc. See, the SID numbers are either 7 digits followed by a letter, suffix, or 8 digits without the letter, or, however, are preceded by the 2-character U.S. postal identification of the state, CA, NY, TX, etc., etc., right? See, one probably must make a Freedom of Information Act, FOIA, request, or the state equivalent. In California, for instance, one might use the Information Practices Act for procuring your SID file. Send off the FOIA to the FBI for your FBI rap sheet, which not only contains the records of every arrest or detention, alienation to which your storeman has actually ever been subject, but allegedly can actually be used legally to provide conclusive and undisputable proof that your storeman is a separate and distinct legal entity in the nature of a corporation and created by the state. Big facts. Big facts. See, in reference to any organization ID number, just like the corporate police agencies have, this is prima facie evidence for diversity of citizenship. In addition, the FBI rap sheet is invaluable if you're trying to clear your record or restore your rights or attack an agency legally. In addition to obtaining it by making an FOIA request to the FBI, if you are a guest of the Bureau of Prisons, BOP, you can get it by written request to your case manager, since it is your file. BOP, Bureau of Prisons guest, take note. All of you that's being a guest in prison right now, take note. The FBI rap sheet does not contain information on the disposition of cases. So it does not come under the recent snitch protection ban on paperwork. That means they cannot refuse to give it to you. Do you understand? Do you understand? Emulate success, folks. Emulate success as people who fundamentally simply wish to live in peace and be left alone. Study, interact, and engage in using approaches that their best research and judgment indicates might succeed. Their experiences and their understanding that often ensures are not only invaluable, but add to the knowledge and tools available to the rest of us. Therefore, brothers and sisters, networking is invaluable. It is invaluable. Those of us involved in the quest for truth, for freedom, and for peace would be well advised to abandon petty bickering, fault finding. You understand? There is no room left for indulging in such counterproductive luxuries. The good ship U.S. long ago hit an iceberg. It is not the time to be arguing like debtors, engage in polemics, the art of disputation about who gets what space for a deck chair or who could play the next round of shuffleboard. You got to change your thinking, folks. Change your thinking. Have a new mind. Change your thinking. We think so because other people all think so. Or because after all, we do think so. Or because we were told so and think we might think so. Or because we once thought so and think we still think so. Or because, having thought so, we think we will think so. What do you think? So consequently, if our dealings with the legal system has not been successful in accordance with our priorities, it may be in large measure because we have not thought adequately about that which we are actually interacting. We must reevaluate our thinking and change it. And therefore, the way we act accordingly. In the words of one man, if you continue to think as you always thought, then you will continue to get what you've always got. Is that enough? Well, folks, you could change your thinking, or you could remain as you are and continue to go through the things that you're continuously going through. On its face, a presentment is a demand. The topic was about presentment. I'm showing you how to deal with them, whether you're in prison or otherwise, for educational purposes only, though. So on its face, a presentment is a demand. either to pay something, engage in specific performance, such as coming to court and answering the summons and complaint, or both. So it's important to understand that all presentments issued by within the colorable legal commercial system today are expressions of the wizard's light show. That show appears dazzling and is often terrifying, but is in actuality an insubstantial cinema. It becomes concrete only when we treat it in a manner that, by rules of the game, authorizes its being enforced against us in physical reality. Someone provides you with a presentment because he expects to make money off of you by doing so. See, the point of this discourse is to elucidate how we can actually act concerning what has heretofore been damaging to us because of our ignorance, and to proceed in a manner that can turn the tables and enable us to use the same system and rules for our betterment. To begin with, we must realize that adopting the ostrich approach of hiding our heads in the sand does not eliminate what we might wish we did not having to deal with. Emulating the ostrich merely exposes our rear end blindly. It does not stop our butt from being kicked, or even worse. So the second thing to realize is that everything that happens to us is a result of our own creating, either by having caused it expressly or because we placed ourselves in context where the event we have to deal with is allowed in our space. So in either case, what we have control over is our free choice as to how to deal with a particular event. In the case of receiving a presentment, we can basically pursue one of these courses that I'm about to tell you. Number one, we can comply with the demand stated on the face of the presentment. Number two, we could deny, fight, and try to run from it. Number three, we can accept it and thereby neutralize and offset it, allowing the current to flow in a way that discharges the obligation without trying to block or reset the force directly against us. That's known as a conditional acceptance. Acting in accordance with either of the first two ways is an automatic loss. That's dishonor. The first way consists of meek compliance, which is a dead loss to us. We just simply pay or perform as they have actually instructed us to do, like good little slaves, right? The second way constitutes a dishonor in joining the issued offer to our straw man that can then be enforced by the courts and imposed upon us. See, we give substance and credibility to the wizard's light show. This is also a dead loss. Why? Because our dishonor ensures that we lose. The third approach involves staying in honor and retaining our posture, where we are free to act in a way that rebounds to our benefit. If what we experience is a result of our direct creation, my good brother Just D, in the past, acceptance must occur to close the circle on the process involved in our creating by the thought, and then sooner or later, experiencing back upon ourselves the result of our own thought creation. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So we must complete the cause effect cycle and discharge the imbalance buildup of the charge that remains until the action reaction account is balanced, and the imbalance, case in point, the charge is discharged. If what we experience is the result of the actions of others, we need to do a Kahan legal commercial jujitsu that returns the force of their actions back to them without injuring us. All injury we experience is legal commercial matters as a result of essentially two things. The first one, failure to establish on the record and correctly notice the proper parties of our position as living principals, creditors. I'm a creditor. I'm making creditor moves. And authorized representatives for our strawman, the all capital letters name, right? All law fictions on the basis of presumption, right? All law functions on the basis of presumption. All law functions on the basis of presumptions. A major presumption on the basis of which mankind is enslaved is the presumption that our failure to clarify and establish on the record who we regard ourselves as being and in what capacity we are functioning signifies the system's right to act against us as it wishes. As per the maxim of law, he who fails to assert his rights has none. The seventh commercial maxim is apt. A matter must be expressed to be resolved. If we do not provide notice of our positions by becoming a secure party creditor and putting them on notice, no one else can, nor does anyone in the system have any motivation to try to assert our positions for us. Do you understand? So if we want our position noticed, we and we alone must do it. No one is coming to save you. Again, as you come in the room, go ahead and give a thumbs up. If we fail to notify the appropriate officials, how do you do this? By becoming a secure party creditor. If we fail to notify these appropriate officials, agencies of our position, there is no basis upon which anyone in the system can relate to us other than in accordance with what the system rules, and that's presumption, which operates with impunity unless properly converted by us. Their position is the only one on the table because we have not introduced our own into the equation. Become a secure party creditor now. What are you waiting for? See, a gold prospector must drive a stake in each corner of a plot he's staking his claim on if he wants to have others recognize his claim. Without doing so, nothing exists to communicate his intent or be treated as the plot of ground is his as opposed to anyone else's. He has not acted in accordance with the rules of the game that must be followed for him to achieve his objective. And so it is with you. Acting in dishonor and thereby engaging in resistance that disallows pass-through of the current that enables us to retain our freedom and autonomy without being damaged. Resistance in a circuit creates heat. We're dealing with currency. We're dealing with currency, Nico. And resistance, when you resist, when you fight, that's a debtor move. I'm making creditor moves. Resistance in a circuit creates heat. By resistance, we bear the burden in our own biological circuitry, which remains until discharge. Discharge the obligation, folks. See, this absence of discharge can weaken, exhaust, burn up, or in some ways, debilitate us. It is a cardinal spiritual maxim that victory is achieved through surrender. So, to understand this statement, we must define the meaning of the operative words victory and surrender. Victory and surrender. So, by victory, we do not mean physical conquest and domination, which is futility born of acting on, attempting to render in some manner the illusion of separation and superiority of one aspect of the one over another. See, in this situation, an ego imagines not only that it is separate from others, all and everything, but is superior to others' expressions of the same oneness. This delusion is a major source of sorrow and suffering that has plagued man throughout history. Using force and artifice is an attempt to get reality to conform to a flawed and vain abstraction of its foregone futility that leaves carnage and suffering in its wake. The term surrender. The term surrender is intended to convey the concept of expanded receptivity rather than outward direct actions without first obtaining the benefit of more thought, more insight, and information than one has at the time. So receptivity involves opening one's mind, letting go of the attitude that one already knows the truth. You got to let that go. You got to overcome that cognitive dissonance, releasing preconceived ideas about what one is experiencing inwardly, expanding the vessel of one's being, not only for the purpose of perceiving matters more clearly, right? Fully, right? And wholly, free of distortion, free of delusion, and free of perceived biases, but providing the conscious mind with more comprehensive than had previously been the limits of one's thinking and consciousness. Debt always absorbs. As a Zen master once said, it is impossible to discover when preoccupied with familiar. It is impossible to discover when preoccupied with familiar. There's no limit or bounds to the size, scope, and depths of our vessel, nor to the nature of the content we can consciously contain. This is akin to a takeoff of an old rhyme. Little forms have bigger forms on their backs to bite them. And bigger forms have bigger forms, and so on. Infinitum. Further significance of surrender in realizing that we see things for more as we ourselves are than what something is in itself. A moment's reflection reveals that anything can be viewed, perceived, thought about, and acted upon in an infinite number of ways. Infinite number of ways. Everyone observes and experiences life from his or her unique nature, right? His perspective. No two perspectives are the same, nor can be. As someone once stated, when you hear two accounts of the same automobile accident, it makes you wonder about history. See, the Bible is full of abominations against acting in violation of this truth via others, such as thou shalt not bear false witness. You understand? Therefore, surrender means giving up one's entrenched position in favor of allowing clearer, more holistic understandings to emerge. The ultimate end of this approach is to perceive existence as it is, rather than how we might think it to be or believe it is. You understand? Again, the Zen master says, do not seek the truth, merely cease to cherish opinions. If you understand things are such as they are, if you don't understand things are such as they are, the actual truth of anything is the such as it is nature of existence. The more we live in this manner, the more grounded in happiness and integrity we become. Why do you lose in court? Why do you lose in court, Eric? Why do we lose in court? It's not because it's a military or maritime court, which it is. See, often evidenced by the gold fringe flag. It is not that we are underemployed or adhesion contracts to some municipal corporation. If so, we could raise the issue of contract law. It is not of other reasons advocated by innumerable patriots. They come up with all of these ideas of why we lose in court. So the short answer to why we lose in court is that we lose if we dishonor any of the people and processes that impinge on us, thereby enjoining the issue described in the presentment, so that we become bound by the matter. See, we have no right to deny or to speak to anyone else's utterance. And doing so lands us in the middle of their novelle, right? We transverse and therefore contractually we amalgamate ourselves and our straw man into the court's jurisdiction so that we endure in the flesh and the results of whatever trial or hearing might occur dealing with the straw man. It is the straw man that appears. It is tried and sentenced, not us. But by transversing, however, the real gets to go along for the ride and experience the reality of the judgment against the straw man, because you keep transversing. You keep setting yourself up as a surety. We all fail to discharge the charges, thereby authorizing the system to enforce commercial consequences on us. We have no facts and evidence substantiating our positions placed by a competent witness on the court record of the case. The crucial matter is discussed previous time in my previous videos. We have not bonded the case. Let me briefly discuss the issue before I open it up for a second. We avoid acting in dishonor by accepting and returning for value whatever presentment or charging instrument we provided or we were provided with, and by not arguing, by not fighting, and by not ignoring. We do not join the dispute by transversing, by which we leave our own ground and tacitly give reality and credibility to the opponent's claim and allegations that are not facts, but are only presumptions and assumptions until we stipulate. That means expressly or by dishonor in joining the issue in a presentment, such as denying the allegations of the charges or saying that we do not owe an alleged debt. That's dishonor, man. That enjoins us to the court's jurisdiction in our own straw man and creates a dispute that grants a court subject matter jurisdiction over you. Do you understand? It sucks. It sucks us up into the made up game of the imaginary disputes between the fictitious entities. The definition of transverse in Black Law's dictionary confirms my point exactly. Transverse, transverser, in pleading, one who transverses or denies. A prisoner or party indicted. So called from his transversing the indictment. Black Lewis Dictionary, 5th edition. Stop transversing. You understand? I'm giving you right knowledge for real, man. To those that can receive it. See, whenever we, our straw man, are charged with something, that charge is bookkeeping interest of liability on the ledger and must be discharged by entering a balance of offsetting the asset. Filling in the asset side usually occurs by the loser parting with the public funds of some kind, such as a check or Federal Reserve notes, or doing community service, or being bonded and incarcerated as a surety. But when we discharge the charges by accepting for value, which is a banker's acceptance, we end the controversy and become the owner of the contract. Each of us is a private banker. You got a damn guy running around calling himself a private banker, as if he really understands what's going on. Each of us is a private banker. Under banking, our acceptance and return for value establishes the facts and makes us owner of the transaction. We then own both sides of the deal. Example, case in point, both the creditor and the debtor side. By accepting from the private side and providing the value from the private side, case in point, substance side, we end the dispute and we remove the equation from any controversy for a court to resolve. There has to be something to adjudicate. If there's nothing to adjudicate, there's no need to go in court, folks. It is imperative to understand that admiralty, equity courts of the systems do not deal with reality, substance, and facts and evidence. They deal in assumptions, presumptions, right? And stipulations, agreements that create facts because they are straw men and cannot be competent witnesses through sworn testimonies. Neither attorneys nor officials can place actual facts and evidence on the record that a robe can judicially notice, such as claims supported by sworn testimonies, either through an affidavit, sworn true, correct, and complete, or testimony under oath, or witness stand in open court. Disposition. Do you understand? So with that, I could go on and on, folks, but I'm going to stop right here, man. Anyone got anything they would like to bring out, man? I'm kind of tired of talking. I've been talking for an hour and 40 minutes straight, and I got to do a webinar tomorrow. I'll put a link in the room, man. Anyone got anything, you can come on in. Play prices right and come on down. I'm tired of talking. Anyone got it? Oh, damn, it's late too, man. It's 11:21. Anyone got anything? You come on in the room. Otherwise, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down, man. I didn't realize it was so late. Click on the link. Come in the room. You got anything you want to bring out? Talk about any current events? Anything that was just stated? If not, I'm gonna say shalom. And again, once again, I'm gonna encourage all of you in the sounds of my voice to go ahead and register for the webinar tomorrow. If you have not registered for the webinar, it would be very wise of you to do so. The link, I just reposted it in the room again right now, where you could click the link below the video and tune into the webinar. Appreciate all the thumbs up, man. If you attend this webinar, you'll be definitely glad that you did, for sure. Anyone? Where's the wise one? Dwayne, are you out there, Dwayne? Marty Ma, where you at, man? Where you at, Marty Ma? Anyone got anything? What's going on, man, with the rallies and all of that? Talk to me, man. Talk back to me, man. Dwayne, are you out there? Where's that little nigga Yasha Beam at, man? You been missing in action, man. What's up with that, Marty Ma? Anyone have anything? Brian, you got anything? Come on in. Terrence, where you at? Oh, damn, I forgot this guy told me to call him, man. Anyone got anything before I shut it down? So what's going on, Dwayne? You got a full beard, man. Your beard's longer than mine.
Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, and our rightful King, Yahweh Shai. Good information as usual. I just want to add in there, it's always good to critically question yourselves. As you said, there's two wars going on: your internal war, and then the war with the external world. And of course, all of that is, I would contend, happening in your head at all times. And I used to think back to, my daily life. I walk around sleepwalking essentially. And just about every interaction was a unilateral interaction. Someone would say something to me, and I wouldn't necessarily conditionally accept that. I wouldn't critically think about what was being said to me, especially if it was coming from these figures of authority, constables on patrol, or even just a grocery store clerk. It's always nice to know that, when you start to step into your power, you start to realize life changing right before your eyes. You start to see the language, the words people are using, as Tazadaq always brings out. Aphasia is a real thing. And, like you said, it's getting late, so I don't want to take away too much, and I don't want to go down any random tangents. So I just want to say, be critical when you guys are, interacting with people. Sometimes people don't even know that they're casting spells on you. And, the more you play into that, the more you're going to be sleepwalking.
Master Carefoot, Counselor Carefoot. Who in the hell is Nicholas Carefoot, man? He changed his name, man, more than, a rich man changed clothes.
Socks.
Hey, what are you going over in the seminar tomorrow? I'm just curious. I'm going to try to get some fiat to you. It might not come from me, but I'm going to make sure you get paid.
Nicholas Carefoot, a cool ass white boy, man.
Hey, I was reading about your Jeep. You got hit? You got hurt? What's up?
Yeah, I got.
Carefoot, you one of the stewards, man.
Yeah.
Carefoot, you one of the stewards, man. You're a black white boy, man.
At least dressed all black all day, so that much is true. Yeah, I know. I got into someone hit my conveyance. They're at fault, but the insurance company is taking their sweet ass time to not find them at fault. So where they're gonna make they're going to get rid of no fault insurance here in so-called Canada, British Columbia, as of May 1st. So I don't know how it's going to go, but if my purple Jeep gets fixed, that'd be nice. It'd be covered. Otherwise, it's going to be scrap metal. Went to the hospital, and I'm writing a letter to the board of directors of the hospital right now, actually, because it's a notice of liability due to the fact that they were not giving me service because I'm not going to wear the mask. I don't do that because I don't know if you know this, but it's healthier to eat your own fecal matter than it is to breathe in CO2 all the time. So I don't do that, and so I'm putting them on notice. And then if they don't get back to me on this, then they're gonna get a notice to care and then notice of default judgment, and I'm gonna collect my damages because not only do I lose my Jeep, but I don't get medical help because you're scared of rebranded cold and flu. Yeah, I don't like that. So that's about it. And my credit score is in the toilet right now. I gotta fix that. Someone opened up a phone in my name, and it wasn't me. And apparently my mom made a couple payments on it, but that was not right because now I'm on the hook for the rest of it. It's a couple $100 more, and it's been on there for God only knows how long. And what else we got here? Freaking problems.
It's a lock here, Carefoot. Lang, you can't be the trust and the trustee. You can't do that. If it's your trust, someone else has to be trustee.
Right.
Go ahead, Carefoot.
That's interesting you said that. Okay. Yeah, I opened up two trusts. One's Carefoot Trust, and the other one is NKC and Associates. One is an association. So I'm not. You're right. I can't. That's a good point. It's a very good point. The board. I gotta have a board. Yeah. I made my mom trustee, I think, because I made her the owner of the trust. So I'm trying to level her up a little bit here. She tried to make some corrections to my notice of liability, but I gotta teach her the difference between legal, lawful, and a complaint. She wrote a complaint. I don't want to do a complaint. I want to do lawful notice of liability. Or not me, but my trust does. Me as the beneficiary, I'd like to benefit from my damages, please and thank you.
In other news, in line with the fecal matter thing, Bill Gates is now the largest owner of private farmland in the U.S.
BASF. Bill Gates does that. He does engineered farming on the low right now. I saw on Telegram. It's not advertised anywhere. Why is it cutting out? I'm right by the router. Yeah. So yeah, he's doing like subsidized farming for tobacco, all types of farming in Europe, and it's called BASF, and it's like they'll pay you ridiculously amount of money up front to do GMO tobacco and GMO all types of stuff. But it's interesting to hear that he owns farmland now. You should go off on that. Continue, please. Forgive me, Salakia.
I don't know if you saw recently about one of the Trump protester guys who was in the building. He had horns on and he was shirtless. Supposedly he's a shaman for QAnon, and he was not eating the prison food they were giving him. So because he was demanding organic food. Did you hear about that? And the judge,
yeah, I did.
They
I heard
granted
that
his request.
I heard it was some predictive programming though. I heard that guy with the horns was on The Simpsons. Like they had a similar character. I didn't confirm that one yet. I saw the guy with the horns wanting the organic food. Did you see the thing I saw today, which was that they had Antifa hidden in the Capitol building before the protesters showed up, dressed as Trump people in the building ahead of time. I saw that on Instagram today. Was they had people in the building ahead of time of the protest, like agent provocateurs, so to speak. I seen that. That was strange, and all the stuff was going on. Signal, the encrypted messenger application, is down. I know there's a power outage through Washington right now, And in DC, there's all types of weird kind of outages. Trump issued an order of national emergency today. The FISA announced a bunch of interviews from the hurricane investigation have been released today. And also Mike Pence announced Space Force Article 7 announcement. So like there's a whole lot of crazy stuff going on that's not in the news. It's getting pretty close to the cutting block here, because the day that he's supposed to get impeached, Trump is supposed to be out of office. So that would invalidate that whole scenario. But if he does get the start of the impeachment, which means that he would still be in office, he wouldn't be able to run again. So it's either he's gonna not be able to run again, or he is in office and he fights it, or he is gonna run again and it doesn't stick because he's no longer in office. So it's getting up to a 50-50 on that one. And yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen. There's a lot going on. I think QAnon has gone crazy. I know a lot of the people who are in that organization are on the fence. A lot of them, including myself. I don't consider myself a part of it, but I've been following it pretty closely, and it's you know, right when you lose faith in it, it's days like this come out and you're like, oh, something's happening, and we'll see. And so either they believe that he's going to stay in office, so I'd win a quarter. I bet my mom a quarter he'd stay in office. So if I get my quarter, that'd be good. Otherwise, I lost, which is it's fine. It's just a guess. This will go with my gut. And yeah, I'd like to see the seminar tomorrow, God willing. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna watch it though.
I don't think I've seen you in the webinars before. Have you been to one yet?
No, not the webinars. I like the ones where when he did them in person at the hotels. Those are really good. And I really like flying out and meeting Americans. I think going to America is so much fun, because Canada is just very not Commonwealth countries. There's something wrong with them. I like America a lot more than Canada, and I like Americans more than I like Canadians. So getting to go to America is important, and I haven't been able to make the webinars. My PayPal account's been shadow banned, so if I'm going to pay, it needs to come from someone else's name, and so I'm going to join the chat as someone that's not my name. So I think Tazadaq might make the exception to the rule on me, but
you should be able to log in as a guest and pay as a guest.
Okay, yeah, all right. I just need to get a computer somewhere that I can get a microphone. I got a microphone. I have a camera on my computer. I don't have data there. I'm at my mom's house today, and she hates my guts, so I don't think she will be able to put up with me for 48 hours through a seminar.
There was an older gentleman on one of the YouTube streams a few days ago, the ever-loving, everlasting love. There was, I don't know if you saw that gentleman. Okay. There were some presumptions that you might have been a relative of that gentleman.
What's his name?
We never got a name, but the tag he used was everlasting love or something. It was an elderly man. He had some information. I'll leave it at that.
I mean,
Master Carefoot.
Yeah, go run it.
Carefoot became real sensitive, man. Carefoot, you got real sensitive with me in Atlanta, man. Carefoot, you always think someone's picking at you, man. You got to get over that, man.
True.
No one's out to get you, Carefoot. I got that photo. I got that photo, Carefoot, of you when you was in that rally last Wednesday. If you wanted, I could send it to you. You still want that photo?
Yeah. I'd love to see where I've been. I don't know if I can. 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 I don't know if I
Master Carefoot. He comes up with he comes up with the unique names, Dwayne. Master Carefoot, Counselor Carefoot.
There's a rule I found out in Canadian law that a master cannot hear a summary trial or something. It was some crazy Canadian rule, and I was like, oh,
Master Ricky.
There's
I think he had
literally
Ambassador too. Ambassador was a good one.
I have a vehicle that's literally called a diplomat, and I was looking up what some titles have an effect, and the one I saw was that a master cannot hear a summary conviction or some shit like that. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess that's me. I don't want to hear no summary. Let's hear. I want to hear the full. I want to hear all of the facts. Don't summarize and paraphrase. Like that. And his name was given to me. Master Carefoot was given to me. I didn't choose it. Someone all started calling me Master Carefoot, so it stuck. I picked Chancellor Carefoot. But I didn't like Mr. Carefoot. I always found that one to be that's talking down to me. And I don't know. You can give yourself Sir. I think Sir. That's like when the Queen knights you. But most people say their title is Sir. It's a bunch of horse shit. So I don't like and I don't know. I don't want to talk about the Queen right now. And then what else? Other titles are out there. I like military titles. Those are usually pretty good. They don't let you do them on drop downs generally.
All right, Raymond. What kind of wisdom you got for us tonight, man? You always drop a lot of wisdom, Raymond. Carefoot, you like a businessman.
Every day I dress like this. You know, I put a suit on every day, dress to impress, dress for success. Every day. I'll tell you, I don't seem to have any, and I don't have any like commercial presentments when I'm wearing a suit. I'll tell you that much. It's the one day I don't wear a suit. That's when someone hits my car. So you gotta keep the suit on every day.
You said someone hit your car?
Yeah, man. The purple Jeep got pretty much eliminated. If they can't find the camera footage at the traffic stop, I'm pretty much effed because someone careened into me, sent me to the hospital. Airbags went off.
Your insurance should cover that, though.
No, I have basic insurance, so it has to come out of his ass.
Oh yeah, that liability.
Yeah. So I should have got the primo insurance. I didn't do that. So next time, all the way, pay for the good insurance, or wear a suit, one or the other.
What, Raymond? What you got, man? What kind of wisdom you got for us tonight, Raymond?
Well, shalom, 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 everyone. All praises to the Most High. And my prayer is that his peace abide upon all of us. Well, I finally made it to the East Coast, and I just got back into the hotel and trying to get things coordinated for tomorrow's event.
I never knew you had left.
Yeah, I told you that I had a death in the family.
Yeah, I know that, but I never knew you had left.
Yeah, well, I actually, believe it or not, I really didn't decide to leave until about 10 o'clock last night. The family members called me and say, hey, we really would like to have you here. So I looked for a flight and found one, and I left the West at 6 o'clock.
Wasn't you on this call last night? You was on the call last night.
That's right. Yeah, I made all this happen within hours.
You never said anything about you had left though, man.
Yeah, well, I hadn't left then. I hadn't left at that time. But wait a minute, that wasn't last night. That was night before last. That was night before last. Because I was out there pretty late trying to get caught up last night. So anyway, I decided, I guess about 10.
You were still in Vegas last night.
Yeah, I know. I made this happen.
So you must have left today then.
I left at 6 o'clock this morning. And now I'm in Connecticut. Yeah, it was a tall order, but I made it happen. But anyway, it is well. It is well. I got here and was able to get things coordinated. Got with the family, find out what the program was going to be, and so forth and so on. So we have everything in place to get coordinated tomorrow. And my prayer is that I'm able to get out of here early Sunday morning and head back.
Definitely on both sides, man. Terrence said his stepfather just died, man, of COVID.
Oh, is that right?
Yep, definitely on both sides, man. They talking about pulling the plug on him, so they can't do nothing for him.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of that has happened within my family. I tell you, it's just seemed like there's no end to it.
Wow.
Yeah, and you begin to kind of wonder about these things because, as I expressed to all of you, that I move about quite a bit and I come across varied number of paths, but I've been protected, and I thank the Most High for that.
Yeah, I think I might have had that several times, but yeah. I guess.
When I say that I'm in a very varied arena, with the type of work that I do and all, man, I mean, I'm all over the place. But
right.
Again, I say all praise.
As a mother.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
I was just down in Cali with Dwayne today. I'm looking at some cannabis places.
Oh, you gonna open up one of them?
Nah, man. Nah, man, I wouldn't open up that crap.
I know that. I was just going along with the program, see what Dwayne was gonna say about that one.
No. I was touring a facility with people who are in the industry. I got out of that last year because it wasn't fruitful for my spirit. It was not aligning. And everyone's entitled to their own opinion about it, but I prefer a sober mind. When stuff hits the fan, I can't be on my ass smoking a blunt. I got to be able to see snipers on the rooftops, et cetera, et cetera.
Exactly. So you know what their agenda is. It is to dull the consciousness so when it comes, they ain't gonna know what hit them. They're gonna be laughing and I guess how it says they're gonna be partying and giving in marriage and all such things. They ain't gonna know what hit them. But I'm being challenged even right there, in that area. I was really surprised, in the area that I am, in Vegas, that I didn't expect to find as many people that's indulging in that. But man, even in the burbs, they going all out. You just smell it everywhere. They come out and do it right on their porches and all this kind of stuff, man. They don't even care.
That's in Vegas?
Yeah. And I'm up there in the lakes. And it's no different. No different up there than it is pretty much in the hood. Everybody's doing it. So I have to go in there and close my door and put rags under it and the whole 9 yards. Yeah. Neighbors upstairs, neighbors across the way. And I'm like, wow, I didn't you know, you wouldn't expect that in that area, but it's everywhere.
Kahan, they just opened up this interesting facility in I want to say like the South Springs in LA. It's called Coachillin.
Called what?
Huh?
It's called what?
Coachillin.
Oh,
It's yeah, it's pretty much a lots of acreage dedicated to cannabis businesses. So if you think about like Coachella, how it was like a big music vendor where they had different artists coming in here and there, it's essentially like that, but they actually have solar panels, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be set up for cultivation and full scale vertical integration, deliveries, storefronts, research facilities, manufacturing. Concentrates are a big thing, so you know that's definitely where they're going with that. But like you said, you know, being merry, having fun.
well, that cat is just getting out of the bag, believe it or not, because that's been around there for a while. I can take you to one of the hugest farms in that area, right in that little town west of Vegas called Pahrump. And I tell you, it is a massive farm that he's growing. And my brother has a place right across the street from it. I mean, directly across the street. But he has a huge farm up there, and then they have some indoor facilities in a lot of those massive buildings there. You can drive certain areas of town, man, and I mean it's strong. So it's all over the place. As a matter of fact, I don't know how true this is, but supposedly now the marijuana industry in Vegas uh, is above the gambling industry now as far as
The what industry?
the casino industry. The cannabis industry has superseded the casino industry there.
Damn.
Yeah, that's what I say. Damn. But man, I could take you to some buildings, massive buildings, to where they're growing inside. It's it's huge there. So anyway, we'll we'll see what the end of the matter is. Well, the subject of the day is what's next. What you got to say about that? Where we at, Kahan? What's next on the horizon? Oh, he done it again. He knows once I get on, I get to going on, and so that means he can take a break, huh? But I see, yeah, Master Carefoot out there. I hadn't seen him in a while, and he still is wearing his black shirt and tie. I see, putting on airs for the heirs, whatever that means. So am I the only one here now? Ah, there he is. He has to adjust that tie. He's looking good.
There's
Give him that debonair look, huh, Carefoot?
I've never been a big fan of the suit and tie thing. There's a Kanye West lyric where he says, "You niggas wear suits because you can't dress no more." That's not where I don't wear them, but it's just I always associated it with Christendom or Christianity because that was the only time I ever wore a suit. Like even to interviews, I just wore a polo, some slacks. But I see liars and judges and agents mostly rocking the suits. Careful, you
But
take that
so
as a compliment.
and that's people who would be block. Yeah, forgive me for interrupting.
You're
It's
good.
just
You're good.
the people who you want to wear a suit for are those people, because they will only respect people who think that that might check them. That's it. So, and I wear all black because it gives the illusion of authority, and also I get better service when I wear a suit. I get better service. People will be doing their regular person thing. I don't wear a mask, so I wear the suit mostly because I won't wear the mask. And when you wear the suit, they don't even ask you to wear a mask. They're like, "Oh, right this way!" Like all of a sudden, it's like, "Oh, right, back to 2018 when you didn't have to be." So anyway, no, I like the suit also because the illusion of authority keeps you out of trouble. I always find that when I'm wearing a suit all day, I have no issues. No one wants any problems. I don't have problems. Um, that's about it. I don't know. I highly recommend dress for success. I like polos though, and
Yo, Raymond, I hear you talking about me, man.
Oh wow, I thought I could get one back. Yeah, but Careful, you are absolutely right, because I had a personal experience with that. And with regards to what you were saying there, Dwayne, I was somewhat indoctrinated into that mode, if you will, or even it might even go as far as to call it a mold, with regards to Christendom. Always wore a suit, got a closet full of suits. And this is a personal experience I had. I went into a grocery store, and I'm kind of a outgoing person. I strike up conversations with just about anybody just to find out what's on their mind, what is their mindset. So anyway, there was a manager there.
Where's this person that came on call himself Secure Party? Talking about great tunes here. Who's that? You always got someone that want to have a dazzling light show and steal the show.
I don't see that.
Now, who's going to name themselves Secure Party? That's not about as bad as naming yourself Private Banker. They love attention, man. They love attention.
Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah, I hadn't scrolled down that far. My screen doesn't roll by itself.
What about just calling yourself Deader? Wouldn't that be
Then trying to come here and advertise tunes.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, man. Creditors don't move like that, man. Real creditors don't move like that, man. Put a damn big neon sign on your damn forehead saying Secure Party or Private Banker. Go ahead, Raymond, man. I ain't got time for these debtors tonight, man.
Yeah. But anyway,
freedom of expression. You're right. There is a freedom of expression. You can express that somewhere else.
Absolutely.
Let me express that somewhere else, man. Gone.
Kahan. Yeah. But anyway, addressing Carefoot's ideology concerning that suit.
His name is Hurtfoot.
Oh, Hurtfoot, Master Carefoot.
Yeah, Hurtfoot.
Oh, okay.
He didn't take care of his foot, so he got hurt.
Yeah, I heard him talking about that car crash or what have you there.
I just took a nail clipper and I was trying to cut a blister off, and I actually cut my toe, so it's pretty accurate. Pretty accurate.
Carefoot, Counselor Carefoot. Hey, Carefoot, keep doing what you're doing, man. You got to look the part. You're doing the right thing, Carefoot. All jokes aside, you got to look the part.
Yeah, getting back to that experience I had though, with the type of work that I do, of course, I wear like something like a jumpsuit, because I told you I do handyman work. So I went in the supermarket and I'm sorry?
Do you have a reserve parachute also?
Yeah, of course.
I actually see
Absolutely.
130 rolling down the strip.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Daddy's gonna take a little trip. Go ahead, Raymond.
That's right. That's right. I got to have some drag when it's time to stop. But anyway, I went in the supermarket and I had on my coveralls actually, and I had just done some sheetrock and stuff like that. So you got all this powder and stuff over you. So the girl tells me, "Oh, you walking through here like Stephen Fletcher or somebody." Anyway, I kind of shrugged it off. We both had a good laugh about it. So now here it is a week later. I had gone somewhere, and of course, I had dressed in a three-piece suit. Do you know the girl didn't even know who I was? I had to let her know who I was. Now, all of a sudden, I'm being treated totally different. And I've done that several times, Carefoot, and the results was the same each time. I went in that same store, and there were several attendants there. And I'm dressed in my work clothes and whatnot. One guy was telling me that, he didn't know if I was trying to steal some ice or something. But now I go in with a suit. This very same guy treating me totally different. How you doing, sir? Well, thank you for your business and all such things. So you have some validity to that, Carefoot. I've experienced it firsthand. But again, I was indoctrinated to that suit thing, from the background that I had. So I got a lot of them sitting up in the closet. I wear one every now and then, depending on what the occasion is. But uh, I just see, like you said, a, a, a double society, if you will, as far as how people are treated according to the way they dress, as opposed to finding out what they got under the cap.
Well, apparently, people with suits, anyone with a three-piece suit, they can't get rebranded cold and flu, according to the common herd. So, whatever. To me, it's like, to me, it not only does it garner respect, and it is obviously it's an Edomite thing to wear the suit. I get it, but if you dress like on Shabbat, how Kahan dresses, like they're just gonna treat you as if you were wearing like Nikes and track pants anyway, which sucks because the public is lost. They're a bunch of fools.
Come on, Raymond. Still some ice, man.
Yeah, what were you wearing? What were you
Are
wearing?
you serious, man?
Yeah, I'm serious. The guy thought I was trying to steal a bag of ice.
Was your jumpsuit orange?
I think that's what he was seeing. He was seeing
Like on Shabbat, how Kahan dresses, like they're just gonna treat you as if you were wearing like Nikes and track pants anyway.
Yeah, you gotta close your YouTube, bro.
Is lost. They're a bunch of fools.
Come on, Raymond. Still some ice, man.
Yeah, what were you wearing? What were you
Are
wearing?
you serious, man?
Yeah, I'm serious. The guy thought I was trying to steal a bag of ice.
Was your jumpsuit orange?
I think that's what he was seeing. He was seeing
Like on Shabbat, how Kahan dresses, they're just gonna treat you as if you were wearing like Nikes and track pants anyway.
Yeah, you gotta close your YouTube, bro.
Okay,
Is lost.
I'm gonna do it right now.
Come on, Raymond. Still some ice, man. Yo, that dude that just came on, you got a lot of background noise.
Yeah, you just gotta mute your YouTube or close it. And right now you're muted, so we can't hear you.
That sound all right?
Roger that. It's clear.
Okay. Yeah, nah, I tried to come in about a month ago, and I didn't understand what was going on. So that, excuse me, evidently that's what it was. I had both applications open. Yeah, greetings, everybody. Brother Tazadaq, I just want to thank you for everything that you've been doing. I've been subscribed to your channel for several years, but I've been dibbling and dabbling, with different information concerning the subject. But concerning
what have you gotten so far, brother?
What'd you say?
What kind of remedy has you gotten so far?
Well, no real remedy, because all I've done is my statutory declaration and statutory claim, and I might have to do it again. I actually, those first two documents, I did them with Chief Nanya Shabuel, and I'm no longer with him. So I'm learning how to do it on my own now. But also what happened was, the reason why I said I might have to do it again is because I went back and did my taxes this year. So I know I reversed everything that, what I did. So I'm gonna have to do everything all over again anyway. Do you have well, I'm gonna be on the webinar tomorrow and Sunday, but what I wanted to say concerning the webinar, Sunday I'm working, but I can still watch it because I'm a delivery driver. But do we still have access to the recordings after the webinars, or no? We just have to take good notes. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I don't know if the Kahan's changed anything in that regard, but what usually ends up happening is he'll make a flash drive of it available for purchase.
Okay, that's cool. I can do that. Usually,
And,
how much is the flash drive?
I haven't checked the prices, but you can find them on his website. I'm assuming you've been there
It costs
before.
more if you haven't been to it.
Say that again.
Attendees get a discount sometimes. People who haven't been to it can often pay a lot, like more than it would have cost just to be there live.
Right. Yeah, that's understood. Now I'm gonna purchase it anyway. I'm gonna be on tomorrow. I'm gonna kind of be moving around tomorrow, but I'm still gonna be on. And like I said, I'll be on
It's
Sunday.
going to be a lot more than a webinar, because you can record it, pause it, and all that. I just had a lady today ask me, because she recorded the webinar. She said she registered already. I told her not even to attend. I'm gonna go back and because I know a lot of people be recording, man. And, if I catch them, I'm gonna ban them permanently. Once I stop them once, they can't come back anymore. Like that one lady that was named Ashley said she gonna file a claim. Go ahead and file a damn claim. I hope you're listening right now. I'm gonna show you some stuff too. I'm gonna show you some stuff that you file a claim. I'm gonna respond to that claim this time. Go on and file a claim. Do us both a favor and file a claim. I got something for you.
Right. Yeah. Now, yeah. That's dishonorable to pirate somebody.
I know damn well she was recording. I was calling her for like an hour, and she wouldn't respond. Then when I kicked that ass out of the room, she trying to call back like an hour later and say, I can't get back in. Yeah, you wasn't participating. Now, why you think about this, man? Why you gonna sign up for a webinar? You disappear for over an hour. You don't say nothing. Say you was doing something with your children. So you're not watching it then. So you recorded it. You recorded it.
Now, what I mean, that's what I'm gonna be doing tomorrow. I'm gonna be with my children, but I'm still gonna be on my phone. I mean, there's really kind of no excuse. And then, like I said, Sunday I'm gonna be working, but I'm a delivery driver, so I can watch it while I'm driving around. But I have no problem purchasing the disk drive later. That's why I popped on to ask, because I want to take, I want to start participating in these webinars.
Hey, Raymond, was you on that webinar when we heard that woman asked the guy, you recording it? You recording it? Were you on that week, Raymond?
I was on there. I sure was. They gave themselves away.
Most High expose that ass, man. Nothing's good is going to come up that anyways. People that do that, man. Piracy.
Yeah, all you got to do is ask, and all you can say is yes or no. And like you said, if you say no, you just purchase the disc later. And I agree with that. So,
yeah, I hate to say this, man. Manya, that's the thing, about some people, man. They always want something for nothing, man.
nothing.
This is why before I would never do like webinars. I will always do seminars because of that. Because I know a lot of people, they bootlegging my shit, man.
Right.
They record it in the background. They got some third-party device and they recording. They think I don't know that, man. But it's not going to come to nothing for them, man, because that's how the Most High work, man.
That's why people, like you just said, that's why people will never attain freedom, because they don't realize that freedom is not free. Freedom is not free.
It's trying to help your ass, man. And she's going to come to my webinar. I told me I'm going to request. I wish I said her weak ass in person. I couldn't even say how I really felt on him, man. You can come to my webinar. I'm going to request a refund. You nigga rat, man. Over here, man. Eve, man. Damn.
You sending packages over there? What are you, Amazon?
What was that?
I said, you sending packages over there? What are you, Amazon?
No. I'm taking care of my foot. I'm wrapping my foot.
Oh, man, you don't want to be down to one.
I'm wrapping my foot in Scotch tape. And I'm going to send that to Amazon. I got to take care of my foot.
I was watching Jeff Bezos back in the 90s.
As a matter of fact, you could call me Carefoot.
Okay.
I like to take care of my foot.
Well, you should take care of your foot. You need it. It holds you up.
But I am filling out a package. What is it to you, Carefoot?
Oh, no, it just sounded like I heard the packing tape come out. That's all. It's none of my damn business.
Hey, man, don't make me call your mom out of the back room.
You should, man. You gotta talk to her. She thinks she's not racist, but we already established that she might be.
Many races say that they're not racist.
That's the number one thing a racist will say, is that they're not racist.
They don't want to acknowledge that. It makes them feel bad.
See, I don't mind being racist because I hate everyone equally.
You sound like me, Carefoot. I haven't just started. People out here have lost their minds, and it's just hard dealing with people now, man. And
if you like that, go ahead.
And like Tazadaq was saying, shoot, I just lost my daggone thought.
Sorry.
What
were you going to say?
No, you said like Tazadaq was saying. You was going to say something.
It was something that you said that It'll come back.
About her being a racist?
No, not about that.
About that lady recording?
No, it's not about the lady.
Yeah, actually, I have a question about that. So, what kind of liens you put on these debtors when they start playing you for a fool? Like, how do you act? What's your
I've been giving them a pass, but not anymore. You know what's crazy, Careful, is that I'm privy to their information. They don't realize that when they register.
Yeah, because you got their IP address and stuff. Like, you can go lien all bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Why not? Yeah, I was gonna say lien their house, lien their car.
You know,
there's all types of things you can lien.
That's crazy. You gonna come on somebody's webinar to learn and call yourself gonna put a lien or claim against them. That really sounds crazy.
Right. That's how they are, though, man. A lot of them, man, they fell back since I cut a lot of them, man. I used Raymond to cut them, man. Raymond was going in hard on them too, man.
Now, you know, I'm an easygoing guy. I be telling you to have mercy on them.
Those are the ones that you don't want to piss off, man. The easygoing ones.
That's right. I happen to know because I'm pretty easygoing. Until the water reaches a level to where I get pissed off.
I remember the first time I flew to see Taz in America. One of my payments was taking way too long to go through, and he was up on YouTube telling people that get ready for a lien, Carefoot. Get ready to lean. Get ready to get lean. So I called up PayPal, and all of a sudden that payment went through, and he was like eased up off it. But I kind of know don't play with the Kahan. He doesn't play. Pay the man. Do what he says. No cameras in the seminar. Don't pull the camera out in the seminar. Don't have your phone. Don't be not paying in the back. Like all that stuff. It's worth it too, because you're gonna value it if you listen to it and take notes. If you just kind of like, oh, I'm just gonna bootleg it and waste my time, it's like you're not only wasting your own time, but you're gonna have a shitty copy that you're not gonna be able to like even understand. So it's gonna be useless. You just throwing away your money and you're wasting everyone's time. And then someone else is gonna have a bad opinion of it. It's a terrible bootleg. I've never heard of a good bootleg. You don't listen to like an AC/DC concert that someone had. It's not good on a bootleg. It's terrible. Stupid. Don't do it. Respect people's copyright.
Anyone else have anything? Anyone have any questions that you would like the Elder Raymond to answer? Terrence Chase, what you got for us, man? I'm sure you got a video.
You know, I would like to ask a question. I don't know if I should leave it for the webinar, but
the Elder Raymond got you.
Concerning the birth certificate, should you completely cancel it or do the authentication?
No, you shouldn't cancel it.
So just authenticate it?
You should control it.
Control meaning authentication or?
Authenticate it, yeah. Why not?
Because I don't know. I think anyone can authenticate it, but you're going to want to, like, if you get the SBC packet from Tazadaq.
I also accept mine for value.
Huh.
You were supposed to do that when you done that XPC, brother.
Because it's a bank note, right? So,
Raymond, what's going on over there, man? Everybody's in mourning?
In the morning. In the morning, they're gonna be in the morning. But I was just listening to the question here concerning the birth certificate, and you had addressed that. But again, my thought was to, like you said, to incorporate it within your packet. That's how you own it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I accept mine for value.
Except for value. All right.
You should buy your packet. If you buy your packet, he'll make you a stamp, and then you can accept all types of documents for value. It'd be good. I'm jealous of that. That's one thing I don't have yet is the completed packet, and being able to A for V things is a useful tool, to say the least. And a lawyer would charge you $50,000 to do a incorporated version, an incorporated version, and an unincorporated version, and the one that the lawyer does, it doesn't even do what this one does that he gives you. And the one that he gives you, it doesn't have a debt ceiling and all this stuff, so it's better, and it'll last ages. Because right now they're trying to roll back all these private, like this whole event 201 is like they want to get rid of private property, and this is kind of like SPC is like paramount private property, being the master of your persona or your debtor, and being secured is very key.
Right. Correct. Yeah, that's why I'm gonna get moving on my secure party.
Yo, which territory are you in, Ibrahim?
I'm in Jersey, in Lenape territory.
And what?
West Lenape territory in Jersey, New Jersey.
I'm not familiar with that part of Jersey. What is that close to?
Near. I'm not even that far from Philadelphia. I'm near Willingboro.
All right, I know where you're at, Willingboro. I know where that is. That's not too far from Cherry Hill.
Exactly. Well, actually, I'm right next to Cherry Hill in Mount Laurel.
Yeah, I know where you at.
Just getting ready to say that Mount Laurel. I know that area.
That's South Jersey.
Right. Exactly.
Been down there to Mount Laurel many times.
I'm originally from Newark, New Jersey, but I've been down here for quite some time.
You say you're from Newark?
Yeah, originally, yes.
Yeah,
I lived in
Brick
Newark.
City is a lot crazier, man. Brick City is a lot crazier down there, man.
Yeah,
I lived in Newark.
Yeah, it's worse than what it was.
Oh, I know it is. I went through there and took.
They flooded with B's and C's now, man, in Newark.
Yeah, I left in 2001, and because I was a member of the Nuwaubian Nation up until 3 years ago, so I just left them because of political reasons.
What nation?
The Nuwaubian Nation.
Oh, all right. Oh, doc.
Yeah, I was a member in the lodge there up until 3 years ago.
Yeah, I was with that man before they became the Nuwaubian Nation, when they was called Ansar Allah.
Yeah, I came in like 97.
All right.
Yeah.
I was long gone. I left in '89.
It's a lot going on there. I just couldn't. I saw a lot going on. I just couldn't deal with it. So I just stepped off to walk this journey on my own and continue learning.
Who was that said something about old?
Well, I don't know when I'm born. It's all hearsay. Forgive me. I don't know when I'm born. My mom.
Yeah, I left there in '89, man. Didn't look back.
Okay. Yeah, you catch. Yeah, I know a couple of cats that left, you know, for various reasons, but
Yeah, I live right there off of 10th Street.
oh, okay. Yeah, I'm from Somerset Street.
Yep. I live down there on Spruce and Belmont.
Yeah, yeah. It's not even that far from where I'm from. The jungle.
Yes. Yeah, Stella Wright.
That's right. Stella Wright, Hayes Holmes,
Right.
Scudder Holmes.
I'm pretty sure it's truly a jungle by now.
Yeah, but I don't go up there. I don't go as much. Just to check on family.
Yeah, you ain't missing nothing from over there, man.
Nah, not at all.
Nothing at all.
I want to move back to Georgia. That's what I want to do.
It's probably a better move, man.
Yeah, because even here, if something happens, they shut down the bridges. That's it. You cut off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it'll be an honor attending your webinars. You know, like I said, I had been dipping and dabbing in other information. So like right now, the only other person whose information on Secure Party I watch is Yusuf L, and that's it. And you two brothers, I respect the both of you a great deal because you're serious and you're about it. So
hey, Amos, what are you talking about? Amos, appreciate that, Ken. Amos, what are you talking about? You buy books from my bro, Minnie. I'm not even familiar with that name unless you're coming in a different name.
Hey, you know, I searched your name on Goodreads. You came up on Goodreads. I was trying to find this song by Awkwards and You, and it came up like Goodreads, and then it was like a review of Commercial Presentments, Volume 2, Commercial Warfare. And so like you're showing up on like regular book sites as like 5-star best read ever, like it's like a novel.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I'm trying to find that song with you on it where it's like I got my Bible, my burner, and I'm trying to
yeah.
I love that song, and I can't find it. But then that came up, Goodreads. I was like, what? And there's a review.
Hey, what did you put in, Curefoot?
I just.
I gotta hear that.
Goodreads, Tazadaq.
What do you mean, that song?
Yeah, no, I want the song.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it right now, then, man. Let me find it for you real quick. Yeah, I'm just talking it.
Did you make that?
You can download that from Awkwards. By going on. It's called Project Runaway.
Project Runaway. Yeah. So good.
You strike me as someone who would rip music off of YouTube, and if you do that, Carefoot, you can find all those tracks, I think.
But I want the lossless. Like if it's on Bandcamp, I'd pay to have it lossless. That's one.
Yeah, it's only costs $1 to download that, Carefoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't try to rip him off like that, man.
It's also on iTunes. I have
99 cents, man, on iTunes. So they do the same thing to me, man. That's why I'm against that, man.
Kahan. Yeah, that's the one. He plays it all the webinars too, Carefoot.
Strap up my boots and speak this truth. Judgment. In Hebrew is my Shabbat. Kind of like when I told them to catch popped and dropped them. On your mind, first option, the doctrine. Going to promote slow-mo, I know they watching. Red and blue, flashing lights. But the red and blue made a sacrifice. Killing their brothers every day, every night for traps and stacks, attacking for cracks and facts, they ain't acting right. Could it be the curse of Deuteronomy spirit that goes inside of your spiritual psychology? Statements has taught us how to read. Forget they did philosophy. God made a chosen people unto himself. Yes, we gotta be. Obadiah states, Edom meets their fate. Words that I speak make Trump too patient. Cannot ride the waves in a burning lake. So as for you, Jake, better keep them slates. The commandment.
I'm not here to say the things that you want. I'm here to tell you the truth. And the truth will make you mad. If you accept it, make you free. Break our program.
Yeah, please forgive me for the crack I sold. I was just a victim of mind control. Jewels and closed potholes upon this road. As I fight to remain and retain my soul. Every day a battle, a hassle, then fight or flight mode. Didn't even know who I was, feeling like John Doe. I chased no, out on the corner like I was Marlowe. Now I'm on the corner with my Bible in my cargo. It's called repentance. Yeah, I know, not dancing with you, devil. I left you know my spot, Londo. My lyrics for your spirit, so hear it and play it pronto. No Twitter, but we follow these scriptures like we apostles. Down in the valley with all these dry bones. As we give life to all these lost souls, here to liberate all our people from being docile. Though we really showing you love, they claim we hostile. Won't compromise, we down to ride. Put my life on the line like my clothes out to dry. Lift up that voice and give a battle cry. And I'll die for my people like your heart was shy. I try.
That you've been distracted. Don't raise your words at me. They're going to happen. There's just too much hate between the melanated people and the people that refer to themselves as white. There's no such thing as a white person. There's no such thing as a black person. White is a social political stack.
I stay on though. I stay on I believe in my heat. I believe in my Bible, and I believe in my guns. And when I pop off, I pray that the Most High bless me to shoot straight.
You got the best playlist, man. I remember I was you were traveling in your conveyance in Atlanta, and I got to hear some music to the vegan restaurant. And you got the best playlist of all time, by far, #1.
Oh yeah, careful. You're right. That is on Goodreads.
Everyone go on Goodreads, give the Kahan 5 stars on all his books. I highly recommend 5 stars.
It's right here, man. I'm gonna post a link right there. Right there. The book is actually 5-star, man. It changed lives, man. Goodreads. I forgot that they was on there.
You know, just by having the presentments, you're not going to get in trouble because you'll have the set-offs that will teach you not to get in trouble to begin with. Like it's the best way I could put it. Just reading some of that stuff, I'm like, oh, and it's like just knowing what will get you tripped up and in trouble will keep you out of trouble. Yes, I am, Mama.
Uh-oh. Careful.
Okay, she wants to say something. Go ahead, Mom. Tell the internet. Go run it.
I wish it was as easy as yes, I heard you. It's not.
All right, muting it.
Careful, I had to mute himself, man. You see that? See that, Raymond? Careful, I had to mute himself again.
Oh, I'll go. All right.
Careful, you still get spankings, man?
No. That's my dad did this.
You had to mute. You had to get muted to take that spanking.
I remember one time I had cut school and my dad had caught me and he just chased me in his bathrobe and slippers to school to kick my ass. I remember that.
She said you talking to that Taz guy again.
I
Hey,
skipped
Miles.
2 Christmases to come fly see you. Something like that.
I don't celebrate Christmas. What's going on, Amos?
Yeah, what's up, Taz? What's going on, man? Peace.
What's going on? Peace, peace,
Yo,
peace.
so you're asking about which books that I purchased from you? Is that what you asked earlier?
Yeah, man. I don't remember the name, man. Amos,
Oh,
man. Maybe
yeah,
the
right.
pictures. Maybe
Well,
the
I'm
pictures
not
doing me.
at my basement right now. I'm not in my main house, but you know, I got plenty of these books. You know, I have everything dealing with law, dealing with blue pill, red pill, all these different ordeals. You know, so I always purchase things from you. As I stated before.
Did you order them under that name, Amos?
Oh, that's my last name. Yeah, Amos. Yeah,
I don't
like in the
remember.
Bible. Yeah, Amos.
Yeah, I don't remember that name, man. I don't know. Maybe the picture's throwing me off, man.
Well, the good news is though, these don't just show up at your house, right?
What was that?
I said the good news is these don't just pop up at your house, right?
What doesn't?
Are you looking at your screen right now?
The screen? No. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, these don't just show up. So yeah, I got plenty of your books. I'm at one of my places right now, not where my library is. So yeah. I just had to jump in because I'm like, wait a minute, he doesn't remember who I am. We've talked several times.
I interact with so many people. Probably that photo was throwing me off, man. I mean, what kind of threw me off? I thought it was a female. It looks like a female in the photo.
Interesting.
Yeah, until you came on, I thought that was a doesn't it look a female right there? That photo?
Kind of looks like an Edomite, honestly. That's what I thought.
No, I mean, but it looks like a female, whatever I'm posing it. Maybe, I don't know, man.
Looks like a female, huh?
Yeah, that icon doesn't look like a female.
Not to me.
No.
It's very interesting, man. Are you being serious? Or are you having fun? Or are you joking?
No, I'm serious, man. I thought that was a female. Maybe my eyes were deceiving me, man. I thought that was a female right there, man.
Oh, are you talking about the fact that it's a fly fucking looking guy?
No, I can't even see. The head is cut off.
Oh, yeah. It may not be a good fucking photo, but hey, I tell you, motherfucking what? It's a fly fucking guy. He's a fucking boss.
Yeah, the head's cut off, man. I thought that was like a breast or something. Seriously, man. I was thinking that was a like a picture of someone's girl or wife or something. I don't know.
And
so you other people, you guys can make that photo out right there.
You and I.
You can make that photo out, Dwayne.
Yo.
Yeah,
So that's how you and I get down. I'm a brother that respects you and love the work that you've been doing over your lifetime.
I'm saying,
and out of respect for you, I always show love. And when I see motherfuckers on here,
honest, man, I thought that photo. I thought that photo was the image, because right here, that looks like a hand. I don't know, man. I can't see the head. The head is cut off.
Yo, so to provoke that thought, what was the energy that caused you to even think such or even speak such?
That's what it looks like to me, man.
Is that right?
I thought it was a female in the image.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have stated otherwise. I would have never guessed that it was a guy. Maybe it's just not clear to me that the image.
Oh, okay. Well, the good news is I appreciate your statement. It lets me know where your head is when dealing with me personally. Because I mean, I'm just saying, real talk. I would never do such a thing or state such a statement about someone. That's kind of gay in itself. You know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean. If the image looked like that to me, then that's what I said. Otherwise, I would have never stated that. That's how it looks to me with my vision through my eyes. It may not look that way to other people, but that's how it's looking from my screen, from the portions that I could see from that. Until you came on, I would have never guessed that was a guy in the photo.
Okay.
From my screen, that the head is pretty much cut off.
So this is about the third or fourth time that I've been on here within the last week or so. It never was stated before. It's interesting that it was
I know,
stated.
but each time I was thinking that was a female in the image. So I was kind of wondering why the name was there. That's, just my view, my perspective, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, respect then.
Yeah, it's probably the colors or whatever, man. I don't know. The background, I can't wholly in the head, or maybe it could be my vision, man. I don't know. But it was nothing insulting. I mean, it's not a female. It's you, man. It could just be my vision or projection. I don't know. But it was nothing stated to be like insulting or anything. People put all kind of imagery on it.
I told you not to roll them up.
I had this precept I wanted to bring out earlier when I hopped on. It's going to be here in Philippians chapter 4. It's going to be verses 7 through 9. And it reads, "And the peace of Yahweh, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and mind through Yahweh Shai. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue and if there be any praise, think on these things. And those things which ye have both learned and received and heard and seen in me, do. And the supreme Allahim of peace shall be with you." And so in lieu of, becoming a creditor, every aspect of it is covered by every single one of those words. So I urge the meditation on these things. Don't lust for materialism. Don't lust for vanity. And just don't try to be a hustler. Staying on it.
Yeah, it's good to stay in honor, but not everyone can win every transaction, sadly. And I don't know. I mean, it's hard for people to have worldly possessions when they're in a debtor status anyway, because you can't even own them. So get some kind of standing and some overstanding. And stop trying to understand what you don't understand and trying to lie and say, "Oh, yes, I understand. Yes." Because then that's how you get yourself in the most trouble with the law, is by saying you understand, especially if you don't understand, and especially because it's not in your benefit, and you no longer you become the assurity by understanding what you really don't. So, I don't know. I'm kind of like Edomited out right now. If I want friends, I'll get a dog.
Hey, Maz. So yeah, that really, man, that wasn't designed to offend you. But if you look at the comments in the room, apparently I wasn't the only one that thought that. You see, a lot of people thought that was like a female in the image. It's probably because of the silhouette that is kind of like showing or whatever. But I honestly thought
we didn't even see your head. It just looked like, it's just that we saw it. I didn't even think it was a torso, to be honest with you. It looked like a veil, I almost thought.
Yeah. So I honestly thought it was. I couldn't see a face or anything. I just I guess maybe that's your chest. No, it's your hand. Now I see that it's your hand. I thought that was like blonde hair or something hanging down, but it's actually your hand. It's probably the coloring. And so I'm seeing people in the room that saying that they thought the same thing. Oh, he just fell out. I wasn't really taking shots at him or trying to be sarcastic. I really did think that was a a female in the photo, man. Just
Yeah,
from a distance, it kind of
yeah,
looked like.
it was just an interesting random thought. You know what I mean? But I definitely I hear what you're saying, but it just doesn't. As a man, that kind of shit just doesn't sit right with you. You know what I mean? You're like, damn, where's this shit coming from? I'm seeing people in the chat saying funny, flagrant, funny shit, and here I am defending someone. Not, of course, you can defend your own self because you're great at such, but to hear someone that I respect make a statement like that, with many people on, of such, I'm like, what? This is crazy. I've been on with this guy several times.
Yeah, but I
And
think you're looking beyond the point, brother. I really honestly thought I'm giving you my honest perspective. I'm not trying to be like sarcastic or anything like that. That really did look like your hand. Now I see it's a hand. I just kind of thought that was like blonde hair or something hanging down. That's how that looked to me from a distance. But now that I look closely, yeah, I can see that's your hand.
Oh, okay. Respect, man. Respect. The adversary is always implementing things in, the minds of people that are of the Most High. That when someone states something, maybe I should be able to stick my chest out and say, "Hey, dude, all right, cool. That's your statement. That's your feeling. That's what you perceived at first, and as you look at it more, that's cool, man. It's no big
And
deal,
that's
good
probably
bro."
not the first time that I kind of made. I can't even tell what's in the Carefoot's background. What is that? The inside of your vehicle?
Nah, man, I'm inside of art museum, and that particular
No, I
picture was
mean
for.
Carefoot. I mean Carefoot. Like his
It's not my picture. It's just a picture of the crypto phone. It's just like the dash with the phone. That's it.
All right. Yeah, I can hardly make that out, man.
But even with that being said, man, I just say peace and love, man. I love the fact that you guys are building. I love the fact that men are building. And I even like the fact that you guys had a couple of females come through, drop their jewels and so forth, and the building of the minds of people who are conscious. So with that being said, man, I respect all you guys, man. And I wouldn't let a thought of a fucking picture deflect or take away from something that's heavier than such. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I just say all respect to you guys, man. Peace and love. God bless,
All right, man. That was just an honest mistake, man. Just probably my vision. Really, I don't know, man. Matthew says the SPC in the Old Testament. Not really. SPC came about with redemption through the blood of Hamashiach, through the blood of Christ. That's redemption in the New Testament.
I thought you said that Hamashiach Yahweh Shah did something similar to the SPC process back in the day, though. He did something very similar, and at least that's what I recall. In one of your YouTube videos, you had mentioned this.
Well, I mean, he died. He died. He gave his life for redemption for the people, for his people. So he died for the redemption of his people. See, now they're saying Carefoot's picture looks like a robot face. I thought it was a cell phone.
Yeah, it's a cell phone.
Oh, Victor in court, they ask if you understand the word should be comprehend, but they're looking the contract. Yep. That's right. Raymond, what happened to you, man? You went to sleep?
It caught him with the
All right.
I'm looking for this precept. One of the fellows was talking about
That was
in commerce.
that was
What was that?
you talking about redemption?
Yeah. That scripture where Hamashiach told Peter to go down to the to the sea, and the very first fish that he catch to look into the fish's mouth and get he'll find some money, and they say he paid the tribute for Peter and himself. That was a pretty in-depth thing there, talking about commerce. You know, when we talk about the sea of commerce, and he told Peter to go down there. I was reading that the other day, and I'm like, my goodness.
You love quoting that precept. You brought that up to me before. The precept that you're talking about is in the book of Matthew, the 17th chapter. Matthew chapter 17. You can start reading at verse 26.
Right. Let me pull that up. Matthew. 17 and 26.
Wow.
Right. No, wait a minute. It's back before that.
627.
What's that,
Yeah,
Raymond?
got it.
What's that?
25. And he said, yes, and when he was come into the house, Amashiach prevented him, saying, what thinkest thou, Simon?
What are you reading?
I'm reading Matthew 17 and 25.
Oh, you want a couple verses above. One verse above.
Yeah. But the key verse, like you said, it is 27. Verse 27.
Yeah, I would have started reading at verse 26 so that I could understand what he was talking about.
Okay. Matthew 17, 26. Peter saith unto him, of strangers, Amashiach said unto him, then are the children free. Notwithstanding, lest we should offend them, go thou to the sea and cast a hook and take up the fish that first cometh up. And when thou hast opened his mouth, thou shalt find a piece of money. That take and give unto them for me and thee. And I was looking at that, and you know, the irony in that was how it was that he sent Peter down to the sea, where in today's time we are dealing with the sea of commerce. And he sent him down there, and his bank was in the sea where the money was, that he would tell him to look into the fish's mouth and retrieve the money in order to pay the tribute. And that being said, Hamashiach, having ruled over all things and knowing all things, knew exactly where to resolve the issue as far as the presentment that was made to them. And I saw the similitude of how that it gives relevance to the way we're dealing with the security part of process today in terms of contract. That was a perfect example of him being able to deal with the presentment. And they got real quiet. Does anyone see that other than myself?
Can you run it back?
Excuse me?
Could you say, like, what do you not see? Like, what did you see? Rather, forgive me. I'm just.
I saw a presentment that was made and how he handled it in terms of dealing with it with regards to the sea, which is where we deal with commerce today. It is the sea of commerce, commercial agreements and presentments that is made on the sea of commerce, especially when you deal with courts today. That is the bank, and how he sent Peter down to the bank to retrieve the money that he needed from the sea of commerce to pay the presentment.
The one that the Kahan taught me was like, when Hamashiach is asked, "Are you not Hamashiach Yahushua Yeshua?" And then he said, "So saith you." And so that's like, to me, that was always the classic conditional acceptance. Yeah, I mean, it's good to see commercial presentments in everything, man. It shows you that you're using that part of your brain that they're trying to cut off in the public school system nowadays. So it's very important.
Yeah, I think it's pretty amazing how that was presented in that manner, and how it could be equated to what we're doing even today in terms of dealing with presentments and commerce.
I was muted, Raymond, but yeah, I was actually agreeing with your point on the first part of the scripture where he says, "Notwithstanding, lest we should offend them." So, unless we want to commit dishonor, as you were bringing out, go to the bank and handle that presentment as such. What the 25th verse? Did you have something to bring out there too? I noticed you started.
I thought maybe the 25th verse would help to put the whole thing in context.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, Raymond. Whenever Dwayne gives us permission, man, we could go ahead and shut it down.
I yield. We need you all rested for tomorrow. We don't know how long it's gonna go.
And that's for sure.
All right, Matthew Gonzalez. We'll see you tomorrow, brother. Lorenzo Rodriguez just put 18 USC 7-9 in the room. I think I went over that last night. So yeah, man, I'm gonna shut this down, man. Need to get some sleep, man. I'm over here in Connecticut, man, in Hartford.
Yeah, I tell you, I'm missing home already because I went out there and dealt with them streets and whatnot, and my feet got cold. All right, blessings to you. May his peace always rest upon you, and that you get sweet rest to be refreshed, to put out what a Mashiach would have me present tomorrow, Kahan. And I will be in touch.
All right, man. Everyone be safe, man. Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, brother.